This episode is for Friday, September 4th, 2015. Welcome, Meteor fans. I'm your host, Josh Owens, along with my co-host,
Ben Strahan.
What's up, Ben?
What's up, Josh? Happy Friday, man.
Indeed. Unhappy Friday. It's like getting to be close to 90 degrees in my house. It feels like something's wrong with the AC.
Bummer, man. Yeah. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. We're going to have to go hang out somewhere else for a while, see if we can get it fixed.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We had that happen to us last year.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, we did too. Right at the start of the hot season, our AC died, and they said it'd be about $1,000 to fix it, or about $3,000 to put in a new one. We're like, we'll put in a new one. Then we moved.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Be like, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth of fans.
Put in a whole house fan. Honestly, it would work, but, the train is a problem. So when you sleep with the window open, the train comes right at you, and it's 150 decibels right in your ear, middle of the night. You're like, I'm awake now.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect for polyphastic right there.
Nice.
Yes.
You weirdo sleeper, you. All right. So this week, did you do anything fun this week? Exciting?
Me?
Yeah. No.
I have a blog post coming out, and I was telling you a little bit about it. This week and last week was dedicated to revamping and moving around my personal experiments with productivity, and some big boosts, some big exciting news coming next week. So that'll be good. But that's the only exciting thing. That's the whole week's been focused on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Woo-woo.
Yeah. I put out an email to the Meteor Club list, and I got more of a response than I thought I would. We're getting close to selling out of on-site tickets for Meteor Space Camp. So that's quite interesting. So now I'm starting to get more people that are well, stay off site, but what hotels are nearby? So now I got to do all this research.
Oh. Yeah. So you're the guy who's organizing it, and you're the concierge?
Yeah. Totally.
You know what? We are getting stoked at OK Grow for this event, big time. Just today, a lot of guys booked their flights.
Nice.
And we got a couple of them coming in early into Chicago and spending the week with us, and then we're gonna do the van trip down.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a blast. Anyway, so we're really looking forward to it. We're planning our whole beginning of October around this event as a company. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Yeah. All right, so this week we're going to talk about ES 2015 patterns in Meteor. Can't say ES 6 anymore. Apparently we're going to have a yearly release. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, right. I don't know. They promised 7 was going to be coming on the heels of 6.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it'll be 2016, right? So gives them a whole year and a half there, a little less. Constellation Dev Console. I don't know. I'm curious. What do you want to talk about there? You put that one on the list. So
drama.
React for Meteor devs. Talking about React again.
What do you want to talk about that for?
I don't know.
You put that on the list.
Yeah. Well, it was a popular post. We should talk about it. Friday night war with Mongo.
Yes.
And a hackathon. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So let's get into it. A lot of
fun things to talk about.
Indeed. As Gary Vee would say, let's get into the show.
Yes.
He's one of my, I always get amped up. I was listening to him the other day on my Overcast, and, for programmers, it's a little slow, so I speed it up to 1.25.
Mm-hmm.
Don't speed Gary Vee up to 1.25. No. It's too much. No. Slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So this is, Ryan Glover, this guy.
Shucks.
He puts out such crazy good blog posts.
Well, you know why? Because he's from Chicago.
No. That's got nothing to do with it. It's because he's 6 foot tall and made of gold.
He was talking about me when he said that, by the way.
Was he?
He's nowhere near 6 foot. I ever got.
Nice. Yeah, so I mean, like, I think this is a good post. Like, it's worth a read, especially if you're not familiar with ES 2015, not ES 6. I'm never gonna let that go. It's really annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Like, So I mean, he covers some of the syntax changes. I don't think it's like earth-shattering. I think, if you're not familiar with it, again, it's probably worth a look. He talks about let and, basically he shows you some code before and some code after. He implements some of the new patterns. And they're pretty good patterns, I would say. The scoping stuff, he covers that a little bit too. Like, the scoping's changed a little bit in 2015, so this is a little more reliable. You don't have to worry about like saving it and context changing and that kind of thing, which is nice. It's also funny, right? Because with CoffeeScript, you had like the single arrow and then you had the fat arrow, and the single arrow wouldn't like rebind your context, but the fat arrow did. And so I feel like they just kind of like took the idea of fat arrow and made it default. And that's kind of what's happened here. But, I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on all this stuff?
I love it.
Are you guys writing ES 2015 yet?
No.
Oh, you guys fail.
Oh, that's a little harsh.
All
right, you're going to finish this podcast on your own. I'm out of here.
Nice. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it's an interesting question, right? Like, I mean, you guys, so the other interesting thing is, like, I know based on what Paul said the other day that you guys aren't greenfielding any brand new projects right now, right? So, I mean, everything's kind of existing.
We're actually sunsetting 2 clients really soon. So we're going to be having new stuff coming up. So that's pretty cool, like, as a company.
Yeah. Are you going to use ES 2015 for it?
We're gonna try and use everything new. Like, every time we actually keep track of the things that we want to try out.
Mm-hmm.
And as new projects come on, then we implement that stuff right away. But since we like give a little bit of time between implementing it right away and when we first like realize that we want to try it, that gives us time to play around with it and see if we really want to do it.
Yeah. So I started a project over the weekend, playing around with the idea of like a microservice that's consuming API and then spitting out a DDP feed that I can consume in an app. Mm-hmm. And I was using ES 2015 for it, and I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's noted. It's a good thing to say that with Meteor 1.2, you could use both. Like, you don't have to go out and learn.
Right. Well, it's backwards compatible, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think they've taken a whole lot away. Like, most of it's new syntax, I believe. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like required to upgrade, but I think
exactly
you'd be foolish not to, because I think it just makes things more clear, in my opinion, right? Like, you gain const and, let instead of var is a little bit cleaner, and how the scoping works and that kind of stuff. So
exactly,
this context, and then who the hell likes typing function all the time? Like,
I love it.
Get out of here, dude.
No, but by knowing that it's like optional, you could like have it grow organically into your project or into you yourself, because like it's psychological. You got to like get the patterns going.
Yeah.
So, you could like kind of do both for a little bit, and then when you submit your code for review, whoever's like reviewing it could hit you over the head and be like, yo, here's a new syntax. Well, I'll be good. But yeah, our new projects will be using that, and I'm going to be pushing for React as well on the new projects. And it will be fun. It will be. I love working at OKGrow.
Nice.
They are crazy.
And you're not just paid to say that. Oh wait, you are. Just kidding.
Well, I don't know. I wonder what will happen if I like. Maybe I should say, hey Paul, every time I mention OKGrow in public, you have to pay me, right?
Yeah,
like $50.
Nah, that's a little high, man. I'd probably let you go.
Is
I'd
that?
cut you from the team.
Is that? Shoot, you're gonna fire me for $50? All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I won't say that.
$50 per mention, yeah.
I don't know. It depends how influential I am.
This show right here would probably put him out of business. Just this episode alone.
Yeah. Hey.
You said it a lot. I don't know.
Hey.
All right. So ES 2015. You should you figured it out. If you're not, well, sorry, you're gonna get left in the dust.
Yeah.
All right. So Constellation Dev Console demo.
Hey.
Tell me about it, Ben.
So I went on creator.io. It's like an awesome website, right? And I'm like, hey, what's happening today? And then I saw this thing. Constellation console. It seems a lot like Meteor Toys, right?
It does.
And so I go on there, and they have a little demo. I go on the demo, and I wonder if I can pull it up right now.
I'm on that demo right now.
Yeah, and dude, they have a comparison chart with Meteor Toys. I was like, whoa, this guy's like throwing some eggs at my boy Max Savin. I don't know. So it's interesting.
Oh, I see. Okay, so he's extended the Mongol piece to but it's not responding to hotkey. Oh, Control D. He changed it, right? Because it's not Mongol anymore.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, great. So you got like an open source version that has all these extra tools on it, and it's extensible. You could write packages for yourself and incorporate it. And I reach out to my boy Max and be like, yo, what's going down and all that? What are your thoughts? And Max is a gentleman. He's like, hey, I love the community and all that. And it our conversation fell back on a little bit what we talked about on the Meteor Club podcast about paid packages.
Yeah.
And it's like where they do similar things, but you got to think of like where the inspiration came from. And Max is like always pushing the boundaries now that he has a pretty expensive paid product. He's going to want to support that and push out updates and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I still think his business model is maybe a little off, right? Because a one-time $99 deal is like probably not quite right for him.
I would have to agree, but I would also have to say it's like the first paid package to come out of our community. And so I would be shocked if he would have gotten it right. Like that would almost be like, hey, pick some lottery numbers for me too.
Well, yeah, that's totally fair, right? Like we got the insight and learning from Mike Parham, and it was interesting. But the thing is, like, he got it wrong before he got it right. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect too many people, unless you're like specifically going and looking at other places, for inspiration. It's going to be hard to kind of find, and like, there's so many different communities you can turn to and look for something, and doesn't.
Yeah.
Not everybody came from Ruby. Like that's where I came from, and that's why I knew about Mike. So
yeah. So like my big thing on adding this to our list is I'm really interested on what's going to happen and what the community is going to do. Like if this Constellation stuff takes off and people start extending it and adding more stuff to it, then it could really like take off. If Max keeps on adding premium features and support, and answering the people who pay with their money, like it's kind of like a start to a little bit of a race. And we knew it was coming. We had a feeling. A lot of people said, hey, I love what Max is doing. The moment that an open source one comes out, I'm going to be on it. And a lot of other people said, hey, I love what Max is doing. Let's support him.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. It's out there. It's almost like, hey, I'm going to wave the flag and start the race, and I'm curious to see what will happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely interesting, right? Like, I mean, he released Mongol was open source and people loved it, and then he thought, hey, let's take it deeper, and now like the open source stuff is there, and I think it should be there, right? Like, I mean, there should be part of it that's open sourced, and I don't know. I'll call it like I see it. Some people are cheap, right? And no matter what, like I don't pay for Slack. Slack is free. But then other people are like, I really want my history. And that's the thing you don't get with the free Slack. So they go out and they make a Slack clone. And maybe
there's
some of that is.
There's so much history on Meteor Club. By the way, I'm kind of annoyed. You should start paying.
Do you know how much that costs?
I know, it's insane. But we do so much talking on Meteor Club, everyone. Like you can't even go past more than 24 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people talking.
Yeah. I think we're at the point where it's maybe like you'll get like maybe a day and a half if it's a slow day.
If it's a slow day. Otherwise, there's like way too many good stuff going on.
Yeah, now I'm just curious. Like, what is it up to? Like,
how far can you go back right now?
Team billing, boom.
Okay, you look at that. I'm going to tell you how far we can go back in our channel. I'm going to go right now. Can we get past today? Ooh, I'm in yesterday. Yesterday at 2 p.m. That's as far back as it goes. Less than 24 hours. Wait, no.
This would eat up all my Patreon money. It's $920 per month. Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. I think $8 per user is a little high in my opinion, but hey.
Hey, Josh, I think we need a sponsor.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we need Slack to sponsor us.
That's funny. All right.
Hey, we're going back to 2 p.m. yesterday. If we double how many people are in the group, we're going to have we're going to have a mention. And the moment I get on Slack the next day, my mention's going to be gone.
So I have a theory on this. There's like, there's a number of like people that are going to be in here and active and responsive. And like, it's not going to be like, if I bring 300 in, we're not necessarily going to have double the number of active people, I think. So.
Yeah, there is like a fall off. Anyway, we got way off topic there.
Way off topic.
One thing that I really like about you, Josh, though, is that that you're flexible, you're intelligent. I think in this package conversation, a lot of times people have a knee-jerk reaction at first, and they'll just like shoot out their first feelings about it. And I think the right reaction would be to be like just curious what's really gonna like happen after this. And you share that, I share that. I think that's right.
For me, like coming from the standpoint of like always wanting to learn and grow a business, like these are the things that you have to sit back and pay attention to and think like, oh, what's this outcome going to be? Can I shift this outcome in some way by doing this or that? Or, these are the things like, I've talked a lot about measuring things, and like, if you have an idea, like write up a hypothesis and try to test it in some way, like data-driven development, essentially.
Right.
And, I'm a big fan of that. And like, this is, again, even though I'm not measuring it, I do get to kind of see the outcome and sort of measure like the community response, right?
Yeah.
And that's valuable to me. So
yeah, we've had lots of talks about development and marketing, and we've disagreed on a lot of things like about marketing stuff. And at the end of the day, we're just like, let's test it. And that's where it comes at. Like, you got to just see what's going to come out on top, and you got to have loosely held opinions. You really do. And I think the one thing that I'll have to say is I like both. I like what Max is doing. I like what Constellation's doing. What I dislike are the people who have really strongly held opinions about pig packages and stuff. Like, it needs to be opened up and see what happens. Some experiments yet to be determined.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's my rant. I'm getting off the soapbox.
All right. Let's move on. So I think, I don't know. This one came out a couple of days ago. Actually, when did it come out? It came out on August 27th. But
what are we talking about here?
I think it posted to Crater until
React for Meteor.js.
Yeah. So
React. This is the React podcast, right?
Yeah. Well. So it's going to become the Crater Podcast, and I actually think, I don't know, I'm curious to hear everyone's thought here.
Yeah.
I might change the tagline to be where Meteor, React, and Node news lands.
Right?
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
This is the first time I'm hearing the Node part. I heard the
I feel like every day, all day long, like chocolate and peanut butter is being mixed, and we're trying not to pay attention, and we're just like la 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 la. We're a Meteor, but that's not the case. Like we're definitely like blurring the lines a whole lot.
I'm 500% behind you for blurring the lines.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think it's good, right? Like it's interesting because no matter what, like we read that other side of the coin, thing last week, and it's very much like you look at React, and it's very much the opposite, like taking the opposite approach of what Ember and Handlebars and all those kinds of things took. And it's, for better or for worse, it's interesting, right? And he's got some interesting points in here. He says that it's battle tested. They've been using it for Facebook and Instagram, so chances are they're hiring smart people and they're implementing it and figuring out the problems and fixing them, and hopefully making something stable and good on the front end. So that's interesting to me because I mean, no matter what, at the end of the day, like there's no way that Meteor, in my mind, can hire enough people to compete with React on the front end or compete with Angular on the front end, right?
You're talking about Blaze?
Yeah.
Meteor competing? Yeah, Blaze. Yep.
Blaze. But I mean, Blaze is backed by Meteor, right? And even though I like Blaze, and I had this conversation privately with Sam Corcos, and he pointed out like, it's, to him, it maybe feels a little slower to get started with React, but in the end, it's faster because he feels like the maintainability of it is much, much better in the long run. And I think that's a lot of what I'm seeing here. Even here, he talks about it being predictable and focused, and I think that's a lot of what people are getting at.
Well, before we talk about this blog post on differential, let me move my soapbox over here again. Stand on top of my soapbox. I think it's great that you want to like change it to Creator Podcast and that you want to have that tagline, because my biggest complaint for the longest time is that I do not want to be seen in the developer community as, oh, that dude drinking the Meteor Kool-Aid and like everything Meteor and everything Meteor. We have Galaxy, our hosting site. We have our own package manager. We have our own front end renderer, Blaze. We have everything, and it's all spoon fed to us from MDG.
Well, I mean, so
this is my soapbox, man. Don't knock me off.
I'm totally gonna. That's the absolute opposite of one of the core tenets of Meteor itself, right? I mean, you look at there's 7 principles or whatever, and one of them is to, it even says here in this article I'm reading right now, embrace the ecosystem. Boom, thank you. And I think that React is definitely a huge part of the ecosystem, no matter what you say or do. Like it's definitely there. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't think like at this point, if it was going to be a failed experiment, it would already be like cratering.
Yeah. But I love it. Like 1.2, we're going to be like breaking stuff out a little bit more. Things are going to be more modular. I love that. That's a great move. And I see like every day in our Slack group, there's like one question or one discussion that gets started about NPM packages, right? And so that's getting going, React's getting going. And so you could tell like Meteor is like, it used to be an island, and now the island's like shifting and joining the mainland. And it's like, So anyway, we got to change that podcast name. What's the ETA for that? I'm the boss man. Josh is quiet now.
The ETA for the website or the
for Creator, man. I'm like 500% behind you. This is diverging again.
Jeez, you put me on the spot.
Don't send me any dirty emails about this later.
So I'm gonna say like maybe 2 weeks. So I've got an inside track. Maybe we'll be getting some press around then as well too. So gonna try to get it done before the press drops. Boom.
Yes.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
I did it. I did. That was my secret mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, you've been lobbying this for a while, and I've been resistant, but I think I've seen the light here. Definitely, definitely not Meteor all the time, all everywhere. Like I understand now that there's a much bigger world out there, and we should embrace it. So,
okay, so React for Meteor developers.
Yes.
Differential.
Yes. Yeah. I just think this is a great article. He talks about some of his, why he likes it, some of his learnings, keep your children dumb. Parents talk down to the children because children are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
It's truth.
Yes. Did you see that thing on Twitter where like someone said that we don't like the developers terminology for master slave?
No, I did not see that.
You did it? Anyway, so I'm a parent, so I don't know. I might be offended at this little article here. I don't want to keep my children dumb. Okay.
Yeah, I like to keep my children dumb. No, I don't. You know that's not true.
Dude, your children are super smart.
Yes, they are.
They are, seriously.
And I'm thankful.
I'm impressed.
My daughter is safe because she was so smart.
Seriously, I'm impressed with her. You got to give her a high five tonight. How cool she is.
Indeed. All right. So the other thing is like, everyone's like, JSX, it feels weird to me. We're mixing things together. Like, well, I hate to be the one to inform you, but Mr. Developer, you're already mixing your JavaScript and your CSS and HTML together. It's happening for you with Blaze.
Oh, Josh, you've taken a whole 180.
I haven't, right? I'm still writing in Blaze, but I mean, at the same time, like I'm starting to think this might be interesting. And that project I was talking about that I played with this weekend, like I'm making a microservice, and then I'm going to make a React fronted app to try to consume it and put everything on the page. So should be interesting. I don't know. I'm flustered. It's hot. I think this is a great article. Our friend Nick Wintage, the creator designer, wrote this. It's definitely worth a read, especially if you're not a fan of jQuery soup, as he puts it in the article. Yeah,
and Nick is someone that you could really trust. Like he's really good at this. He did. Well, I'm just saying. Like,
are there some people you shouldn't trust? Is that?
Well, I want to get my like general bearings and directions as a developer from like people who like really are battle tested and what they do. Anyway, so I'm just like taking it from Nick. Like he built Meteoric, so like he did a port from Angular to Blaze for all of Ionic, and so now he's like he's talking about how great React is, and so he has this experience with the front ends. He's someone that I would pay attention to on what he has to say then. That's what I'm saying. If Gary Vee came up to me and started talking about React, or something like that, I would be like, get in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. Anyway, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let's move on.
Yo, Friday Night War with Mongo.
Feel like I should get my camos on or something.
Yeah, totally. Like Mongo is like this purple dinosaur that looks like Barney, and he showed up at the Gadara offices, and they totally like battled it out. Like that's what I heard, right? There was a rumor on Twitter.
Something like that. Yeah, definitely. So Friday.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is an official blog post. Oh, I wonder where I'm getting my stories are from. Okay. Anyway, what happened here?
Maybe, just maybe, Ben's been drinking a little. I don't know. I don't. So like Friday, I was just kind of like poking around last week, saying, "Hey, let's look at some creator stats," because I try to pay attention at least once a week and make sure it looks at least as zippy as I can hope it can be at this point.
Actually, I'm really impressed. Side note, again, I'm impressed with how much you look at stats and you research. High five to you. Actually, I really am. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to someone who totally.
So yeah, like I noticed. I was talking to Charles, right, and we talked about this last week, and I was trying to show him how to dig into like pub sub data to try to speed things up in your in your Meteor app, and it was like the data was just gone. And he's like, well, I'm not getting any data. And I'm like, well, let me look at Crater, and it's like this big white or purple line that's just flatlined. And I'm like, I don't know, man. The data is just not there. And it's been missing since like 8 a.m. Eastern time. And so I messaged Aaron Oda, and he's like, yeah, something's wrong. We're, trying to fix Mongo right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. And then like a couple hours later, he comes back and he's like, mind you, this was PubSub data that I was having trouble with, right? He comes back and he says, oh, we lost a couple hours of like method trace data. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Mm-hmm. But so he did promise like publicly that he would kind of give a teardown of what happened essentially. And it boils down to like, he was having like CPU spike usage on his Mongo instances. Like the hard drives were big enough, but the CPU just couldn't keep up. And just a series of unfortunate events with how he tried to put a new secondary server into the Mongo replica set that he was working with. And apparently it just blew up the primary, and like everything went haywire with their aggregation tool that they had built. So
is this an argument for using Compose?
No, I don't think so. I think
okay.
He's at the point where this is not the kind of thing like if you understand like how much data he's actually processing and pushing around, like I don't think there's any feasible way he could reliably use Compose in a cost efficient way. I think this is just one of those things that you learn because you're handling it. I think maybe this would have been less of a problem at Compose, but I don't, again, like he would have hit a scaling wall there a long time ago and had to just like send them fork loads of cash to try to keep up with what he needs. But, I think the interesting thing here is that at the end, he talks about how they're going to shard it, and they're going to shard, not sharting, but sharding.
Oh, gross.
That's always a weird word to me, sharding. Anyway.
I just saw the movie The Interview. Did you remember seeing that? About North Korea.
Oh no, we didn't watch that.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm not gonna ruin it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sharding is a big part of one scene.
Okay.
Well, the scene.
We'll get back to this. We're talking about sharding, and he's going to do it on the application level, right? So Mongo will support it on the database level if you want to go that route. But I haven't really heard of anyone trying. I know Abigail Watson there for a while was playing around with the idea, but she said like getting an entire sharded setup is actually quite difficult. It required something like 6 to 12 machines to pull off like a fully sharded setup. And so she was trying to use Vagrant to do it. But I mean, that was the last I heard of that experiment. We talked a little bit. I thought it was interesting, but it didn't really go anywhere. But he's going to do it on the application level. So when you sign up, they'll pick a replica set to put your data on. And then like anytime you connect into the app, it'll just connect to that replica set to pull your data over. So
that makes sense.
Kind of interesting, right? And so I don't even know where these are anymore, but I used to do a podcast called Web Pulp TV. It was like a video podcast, and I talked to Lou Cern. This was a long time ago. And we talked about, maybe he's still the CEO, but he was the CEO of New Relic at the time. And he talked about their sharding system, and it sounded very similar in how it worked, right? Like someone would sign up and they would just like look at all the database servers and pick the least loaded one and, put you over there, and they would kind of keep track of client levels. And then as they needed to, they would just add a couple more replica sets in. They were, called something else because it was MySQL. But essentially, they would add in a new load balanced MySQL set and they do a couple at a time and then start distributing new customers there. And so like it was an interesting way to like have a growth path to deal with all that data that's coming in.
See what that says?
Yes, I do. All right. Well, we'll just move on to the next story then.
Yes. Since we got approval.
All right.
We just got approval.
I just did your story, so you do my story.
Okay. Fine. What are you, like my boss or something?
Yeah.
Yo, Meteor Universe. Listen up.
Oh, wow. This is crazy. Like, he just sent out an email at the same time you're saying this.
Yeah, that's why I showed you my phone.
Oh, I thought you were showing me he said yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's also sent out an email, but I couldn't show you both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. So everyone, what are we talking about? Let's fill you in here. There's something amazing happening in October. Yes, the Meteor Space Camp is hackathon in October, but even before that, there's something amazing happening. There is a worldwide global Meteor hackathon happening October 10th and 11th. You heard it first here.
Saturday.
That's right.
Thunderdome.
And I am pretty sure that once this podcast comes out, you guys will see it on Twitter. You guys will be able to see it on their blog post, that there will be a link where you can sign up for a hackathon coming, officially sponsored by Meteor Development Group. And our boy Nick Coe gave us the inside scoop and said, hey, we can mention it on this podcast just like 3 minutes ago.
Yes.
So Nick, you're awesome. Thank you, man.
Indeed.
So a hackathon. October is shaping up to be a really full month, man.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Are we going to see something interesting from them in November then? I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
September, I think we'll definitely see something this month interesting, right? Why would you want to have a hackathon?
Yes.
October 10th.
Yes.
If you're pushing hard for some big release.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it again.
Just like throw it out there.
I think September Dev Shop, we're gonna see a release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
That's a given. I'm wondering, like, do you think this is just 1.2? Are they going to be like kind of rolling out a little bit of Galaxy here and be like, yo guys, here's some Galaxy credits. Go like show us what you can push up there.
So, I mean, my thoughts are here. Yes, I think we might see some interesting announcements around Galaxy, especially because one of the sign up form things says like, which of these statements best describes you? And it's kind of funny. Like, you can tell this is a little bit of data mining, right? Like, they want to associate like a little bit about who you are with your email address. And I don't know. This question feels a little bit like a lead generation tool. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, no matter what, they're putting it looks like a lot of hard work into organizing something that's going to be a lot of fun for the community. So yeah, and I definitely hope that we, if nothing else, like give us a video, right? Like that would be a lot of fun, like demo launching a product, and maybe the first place is a free year on Galaxy or something like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. So what do we know about this so far? I'm going to go to the rules. So let me jump on this page. Where are we at here? Boom. This is what we know, guys. This is what it is. You have to build an application using Meteor.
It's in 24 hours, by the way.
Yes. All apps need to be built within 24 hours between October 10th and 11th. And your teams can only be 1 to 4 people.
Wow. Yes. I'm looking at the categories and prizes, and this is one that no. Who's going to win this?
What? Which one?
Best app with less than 100 lines of JavaScript, maximum 80 characters per line. We're going to need some clarification on that as well. Like, is that just, I'll just move all my code to packages. Like,
well, and that's the thing that they said, like, you can kind of cheat within the 24-hour thing here. They kind of said, hey, there's one way around this, is that you could make a public package that and don't get all smart aleck here, Make
we're gonna be looking. Ben and I are gonna be looking. I'll just tell you now.
Well, you and I are kind of anarchists. I think we're going to be like the ones like causing the shenanigans. Maybe. I don't know. I would not trust me to be the police.
Well, like here's the thing. Like for Rails Rumble, having done that in the past, the thing that you couldn't do was write any actual Ruby code for an application. You could open source libraries ahead of time, but you had to publish them publicly for anyone to use, not just yourself. Mm-hmm. And
that's what he's saying here.
Yeah, I think there needs to be an even finer line drawn in the sand around like how much of your application can be in that package, and if it's I don't know, like it's a little dicey there for me. Mm-hmm. Because before with Rails, like you could release a package and you could have like generators to do HTML or something, but like Rails engines were pretty terrible back in the day, and you couldn't really write like your UI in a gem. So that wasn't really a thing or a concern. But you can here, right? Like you can actually write your entire app in a package, and that's a little crazy.
Yeah, a little cool. Anyway, you can use public packages. That's the rule. And the package can't be like the majority or like specialized to your application, but it can be a package. So like go ahead and like start writing what you want to hack on and make it a public package, which is cool. Like hopefully Atmosphere will grow a little bit because of this.
So, my other thing that I would hesitate about is they say you respond with a GitHub repo with app code. So I'm kind of hoping they're going to work with GitHub and provide private repos that you can check in on and that they also have access to, right? Like the judges and stuff. But because I didn't have to open source code in order to participate in Rails Rumble. And we actually tried to make, like my first exit was my first Rails Rumble app. We built Tasty Planner, and we sold it to one of our other co-founders for an undisclosed sum of cash. So, I don't know. Some people, like, I actually, in that first one, Rails Rumble, one of the people that I think they won a prize, but they didn't take first place was Encoder, which has gone on to be like a huge business. So, hopefully we don't have to open source these things. I think that would be a little awkward.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I was just going to automatically think, well, I got plenty of private repos, but other people, I can imagine other people don't.
You can like just rely on the fact that you're going to keep iterating on the business, and like you can only write so much code in 24 hours, and the majority of your legitimate application will happen after the fact. Mm-hmm. And that's not a big deal, but then, maybe you'll end up with Meteor toys and Constellation, right? Mm-hmm. Because you had to open source the initial bit.
Interesting. Yeah, there does need to be a little bit more information on this.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just one of those things, like, it's a little weird just because, like, I think the package system is so powerful, and, I don't know. There's definitely some different bits here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
fun stuff. So
we've all been clamoring for this, so I'm happy we're getting this.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, hey, what have you been thinking, like your team wise?
Yeah, I have no idea. So before, like, I didn't, when I won the first Rails Rumble, I didn't really. I just went with guys I knew, right? But I think I've got a Slack chat room full of 171 people that I bet would be on my team if I wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. You're maxed out at 4 people. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, luckily, I'll make it a little bit easier for you. Josh, I do not want to be on your team.
Awkward.
I'm gonna bring you down, man. I'm gonna bring you down. No, actually, okay, Grow. We're gonna be teaming up. We're gonna kind of be doing like a company thing. Company. Yeah. We got some fun ideas rolling around in our head, and our team's big enough where I think we're gonna split it up into 2.
Maybe I'll get Paul on my team.
No, I'm already aiming for Paul on my team.
No. Well, I bet I got more pull than you. We'll see.
Oh, you know what you should do? Now that you're being a jerk to me, you know what you should do? You should start the bald team.
Oh,
you should get Shimko, you should get Sasha, and you should get shoot.
Who's the first one? I'm sorry.
Jeremy Shimko.
Oh, and Sam Hatum?
Sam Hatum and you.
Oh, dude. Yeah. What? I mean, why don't you just say, I would like to lose?
Oh, I was going to say, how would I like to be envious of my hair? I don't know. That's what I was going to say.
I mean, you can enjoy your hair sitting, pouting in the corner. Why couldn't I win?
This is why I love hackathons. All this dirt talk going on. This is going to be good.
So I think, for me, the only thing that kind of bums me out is the fact that it's only 24 hours. I participated in actually the very first Rails day, which I was still learning to be a programmer. So that was really, really terrible. But it was a straight 24 hours. And I think it's one of those things where you're literally like you've got Red Bull tapped into the veins and you're just like, ah. But I think 48 hours is way better for a competition, in my opinion, especially if you want to see quality things. A team of 4, I think, can still accomplish some pretty amazing stuff. But
you know what? And we were throwing around hackathon ideas here and there just randomly, like the past year, and we always defaulted to 48 hours. Mm-hmm. We talked about it. Like we didn't even think 24 hours ever. Like that is really tight.
Yeah, it's a tight timeline, right? I mean, and like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to, they've asked us to reserve our meetup space for, it's going to be hard to find a meetup space for 24 hours.
I already got mine.
Just reserve it for 4 hours and then reserve it the next day for 4 hours. And you'll have a getting started part, and then you'll have a show everything off part at the end. But who wants to lose? If I got to leave my space, I'm going to lose 20 minutes driving. That's terrible. I don't want to do that. That's 1/24 of your time is going to be gone by the time you get there and back.
Well, in Chicago, you can come hang out with us. We're going to be camping out at our co-working place 24 hours long. We have 2 kitchens over here. We got private rooms where you can nap if you want. Dude, we got gigabit internet.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll come up. I don't know.
You should totally come up, man.
Is OK Gross bringing for 24-hour foods?
Oh, dang. I didn't even think about
that. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it should be I don't know. I think it should be a Crater sponsor thing.
Crater. I'll use all my major Crater incomes, $0, and I'll buy us some air. Here you go. Enjoy breathing it.
Well, MDG said that they were going to help sponsor any way they can. So
yeah, that's true. So here's the thing. Go fill out this form. If you need a team, say you need a teammate, right? And then just say, yes, I want to go to a meetup group. And if you don't have a meetup group yet around you, just tell them that in the bottom of the form, right? So I know Cincinnati's going to have one. Sounds like Chicago is going to have one. I'm sure most of the major cities are going to have one. I've seen, the Meteor Club Slack chat room. The captains are all abuzz with this stuff and trying to figure it out. So
yeah,
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it will be. Yep. And that's exactly what I was going to say. First, sign up there first, and then second, go to meetup.com and see what's close by to you.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit of a drive, but it's worth it.
Third, tweet us and tell us you're going to compete against us, and we'll turn it. We'll have, we should come up with a hashtag, right?
Should.
Meteor. Well, Meteor Hacks is already taken, right? So we'll have to do something else.
So what my team's going to be called is going to be called Miracle Grow, because
oh yeah.
And what's your team going to be called? The Shinies?
Clean shaven.
The Shinies.
Clean shaven. See, it's ironic because we all have beards, but we shave them.
I know.
Get it? All right. So how about this? We'll do hashtag Crater Hacks. That sounds fun. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. All right. So during the competition, you can do hashtag crater hacks, and we'll do something fun with that. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We could do our own
screenshots.
Yeah. We could do our own competition with a prize, like the craziest Twitter video or Twitter photo that you send us during the hackathon.
Yeah,
the crater hacks.
Yeah, we'll be the judges.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. We'll give away a Meteor Toys pack. How's that sound?
Oh, that's awesome!
Boom! There you go.
Wow!
I'll figure that out. Well, I'll talk to Max.
$100 on the line.
Yeah, I'll throw down on that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Wow!
All right,
here we go. And we'll find a shirt. We'll find some kind of shirt. I don't know. We'll find some shirt to give to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll mail a shirt out.
Maybe I'm gonna try to figure out Space Camp shirts. Maybe we'll figure out a Space Camp shirt.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm stoked about that event too. Yes. October is gonna be awesome.
Indeed. All right. So gosh, we talked forever. Sorry guys. Marathon episode. Ben, you're terrible at this. No.
I gotta admit, this was a pretty bad one. I had so many sidetracks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. So if you like the show, you're gonna be your meteorpodcast.com for now. Sounds like it'll be podcast.creator.io soon. You can also check out Patreon, so hot in here, patreon.com/Meteor Club. And you can join up there, support the podcast if you'd like. And if you want to get in that awesome Slack chat room we were talking about, that's the place to do it. And then, and please, for the love of God, understand that I have to do this manually. Don't email me 30 times asking when you're going to get in. And then
getting in the Slack group, you mean?
Yeah. People are like, so I pledged $10. How do I get in? Am I in yet? Am I there?
1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah.
3 a.m.
It's like, and then they like edit their pledge like 8 times. Like maybe I did something wrong. No, you guys. Patreon is terrible and they don't have an API. Otherwise, I would have hooked it up long ago.
You know what you should do is horrible. You should email them back and be like, "Oh, I don't see it. Can you like do it again? Maybe under a different email."
Make a second pledge.
Yeah.
No. Come on now. So yeah, anyway, you can go there. And then of course, as always, Modulus is a great hosting platform. Check them out. I'll sing their praises.
Can you sing? Can you sing, Josh?
Not super well, a little bit.
Say it's getting hot in here. No. So take off all your clothes.
I'll take them off. No, just kidding. I need to. God, it's hot. It literally is hot. All right, I gotta get off here. I think it might be cooler outside now. It's like 94 out there too. So that's
dang.
All right, guys, tune in next week, and we'll talk all things Crater news.
Yeah. Woo-woo. See ya, Josh.
This video has been a Meteor Club production. You can find out more information about Meteor Club and join the mailing list by clicking on the Meteor Club button below. If you enjoyed this video, you can also hit the subscribe button below and get more content like this. Thanks for watching.